Hey, what's up YouTube? Lightsaber Samurai here, and I'm back again with another video, and we are continuing our review of horror games for the last week of October, and I got a really cool one on the PlayStation 3 that a lot of you may not have heard about, so without further ado, let's talk about it. Okay, so this one here, we are hopping on the PlayStation 3 for this one, and it's actually a spin-off of a popular franchise of beat-em-ups that really has a cult following here in the US and is super popular in Japan. I'm talking about the Yakuza series, and the game we're talking about is Yakuza Dead Souls, and most people don't even know this game came out. Even people that follow the Yakuza franchise really don't know that this game came out. It came out in 2011, I believe, right before Yakuza 4 dropped, and in this, it takes place, it's non-canonical, so it takes place after the events of Yakuza 4, and you play as 4 of the different protagonists throughout the series, like Mr. Akiyama, and of course, Kaz, the main character, and a bunch of other just kind of secondary characters throughout the series make an appearance here. And this one is a huge departure in the fact that it's not a beat 'em up at all. It's a third-person shooter, and I thought that was actually pretty interesting because there isn't a lot of gunplay in the Yakuza series, being that it's in Japan and there's just not a lot of firearms in the country and things like that. And so I focus more on just the butt-kicking part of the butt-kicking side of things. But in this, it takes place, it starts off with Kaz, who's at the orphanage taking care of the kids, gets a call from someone who says he has his adopted, was it his niece or his daughter, got her trapped in the city, so he has to go back to go see what's going on. Meanwhile, there is an outbreak in the city that's turning everybody into flesh-eating zombies, and then it turns over to Mr. Akiyama, who of course is a loan shark, and he's going making collections when he sees this guy get attacked, and from there all heck breaks loose. His assistant that's with him, she's sick, and so his goal is to try to get her medical attention. Kaz is coming back to the city to find his is it niece or daughter? I can't remember at the moment. And the other two characters that you play of, they have their own motives too. This game, I'm kind of having trouble trying to compare it to another game, but like I said earlier, it's a third-person shooter, and mainly you'll just be mowing down hordes of zombies. There's other mechanics that take place too, as far as just short melee attacks, and you can pick up objects and swing them melee style, or you can throw them. Very similar to Dead Rising. That's the game I'm thinking about. So in a lot of ways, it reminds me of Dead Rising. A lot of enemies on the screen, not as much as that game, but just in the way the game felt as far as using the firearms and the melee attacks remind me a lot of Dead Rising. And like I said, the graphics in this game, the graphics are really nice. And like I said, it's short and sweet. It's hard for me, even as I do this review, to kind of tell you what this game is about or kind of where it falls in. It's, like I said, a third-person shooter set in the Yakuza universe. From what I saw, though, there are a lot of the staples that most people are used to, like all of the side mini games and the interiors you can visit. It's pretty limited in this. The game feels open enough, but they really, of course, since there's a viral outbreak going on, you're not going to be playing mini golf or singing karaoke and things like that. But this game is definitely worth the pickup. I had a lot of fun playing it, and I may stream it sometime this weekend, but you can get this game currently for around $10 or less. I got mine for $7.99, I think, and this is a game that I think is going to shoot up in price in the future because it's a franchise. It's a game from a cult franchise. It's a very niche title, and I don't think it sold very well. Like I said, I got mine dirt cheap, but when people really start to collect PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 games, that'll be one of the, I feel like that's a future holy grail of the system. So definitely snag it up while it's cheap. But that's basically all I've got for you. Like I said, I've been showing you gameplay footage. You can really get an idea of what you can expect in this game. It's not the deepest game you'll ever play, but it's definitely a nice distraction, especially if you play the Yakuza games. It's definitely a nice distraction. I will say the storyline is, they still really took some time to write the story. And for those of you who are familiar with the Yakuza franchise, you'll know that that's one of their main strengths. The stories are always very well written, even if sometimes they feel a bit predictable. I mean, it's right up there with the best like John Woo action flicks and things like that. And the story in this is no exception. It's pretty cookie cutter in your standard zombie outbreak, but I feel like they really took the time to kind of make the story interesting. And there's, you know, plot twists that happen along the way and things like that to keep you engaged. So overall, like I said, I definitely think it's a must pick up, but let's talk about it in the comment section below. Questions, comments, concerns, threats. What do you think about this game I'm showing you? Is this something you think you should pick up? Or what are some other suggestions of maybe games that I can review over the course of the next week? As always, if you like this content, please give me a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I do believe that's all I got for you. Lightsaber Samurai out. Peace.